Well, it's better than the prequels. Everyone is going to be talking about Star Wars The Force Awakens for a few weeks. I'm adding my voice and review to the ever-growing madness of the internet. I really enjoyed Star Wars The Force Awakens. Is it my favorite? No, but I don't think anything will ever top the originals because, well, nostalgia. I don't remember how old I was when I saw the first Star Wars. I don't remember how old I was when I saw Empire Strikes Back. I have memories of going to see Return of the Jedi in the theaters, but I don't even think that was the initial release. I have lived on Star Wars for almost my entire life. To watch The Force Awakens, I bought marathon tickets. All previous 6 movies starting at 1 o'clock in the morning and ending with The Force Awakens. I personally wasn't as dedicated or crazy as some of my other friends who showed up at the theater at 1 o'clock in the morning. I decided to get a good night's sleep and show up for episode 3 and on. You know, the prequel you can actually stomach to watch and the 3 actually good movies. I didn't want to lose sleep watching episodes 1 and 2. I'm glad George Lucas made the movies he set out to make, but I don't have to lose sleep watching them, even for this. What I'm trying to get at is, I'm really a nut for Star Wars. I consume almost everything produced by Lucasfilm. The question is, for all you casual Star Wars fans, and just regular moviegoers, is this movie worth your time, your money, and effort to go see? The short answer from this fan's perspective is yes, it is. It is a very good movie and well worth seeing in theaters. Is the movie groundbreaking like the initial Star Wars? No, it's not, but it didn't really need to be. What this Star Wars movie had to do was sell the current fan base on a new batch of heroes while at the same time paying homage to the old. If you're not a massive fan of the franchise, all you're really looking for is to be entertained by a compelling story. This movie had that. It is very much a hero's journey retold. It has elements of Star Wars A New Hope splashed throughout, but it's very much its own movie. The action in this movie is stunning and non-stop. You feel like you are riding in the Millennium Falcon, X-Wing, or TIE Fighter. Abrams did an amazing job capturing these action sequences. He is a phenomenal director of action. The ground battles are equally fun, and the lightsaber duels unique to this new trilogy. Are you going to care if you're not a Star Wars fan? I think the action is going to have you on the edge of your seat, regardless if you're a Star Wars fan or not. Along with the action are compelling new characters. My personal favorite after seeing the movie is Rey. But that's not surprising since she is really the Luke for the new trilogy. Daisy Ridley is amazing in this role. For an unknown actress to come into this franchise and knock it out of the park is fantastic. Just knowing she has never been in any other movie and being thrust into one of the biggest, most anticipated movies of all time is astounding. It's amazing what an unknown actor can do when they have good direction. The other cast, old and new, do great jobs. Boyega is great as Finn. Harrison Ford does not mail in this performance. He is Han Solo again, and does a superb job in his portrayal of the smuggler. Fisher is good as Leia, but she might be the weakest link of the old cast. Adam Driver plays a complex new villain. He is not a Darth Vader clone. I have mixed feelings on the character, but I think that's by design. Can someone who does not really like the Force, lightsabers, and the historical lore of the universe still enjoy these performances? The story told with these characters is going to keep people engaged regardless of their level of fandom. You do not need to know the entire backstory of the Star Wars universe to enjoy this movie. It helps, but it's not necessary. What I personally like most about the movie is it opens up more of the universe to be explored. The casual fan isn't going to care about how many books and comics can be created from the story being told. They don't need to care to enjoy this story and to be excited about what's going to actually happen next. Not everything, however, works in the movie. There is some clunky dialogue. Don't worry, nowhere near prequel levels. A few times the interaction between Han and Leia just didn't seem natural. It only happens a few times where their interactions just didn't ring true. The majority of the time, it hits all the right emotional notes. The other villain playing opposite Kylo Ren, General Hux, was kind of cartoonish to me. Gleason, who plays the character, is a great actor, and I feel his range was wasted here. He is very one-note, and I think he could have been more. He might be more developed in later movies, which is another minor complaint. There are characters in this movie who I wanted focused on more, but there just wasn't enough time unless JJ wanted to make a 4 or 5 hour movie. As a casual fan, I don't think you're really going to care if one character doesn't get focused on more than another. The overall story is fun, and the main characters are relatable and easy to root for. The story does have a few elements that left me scratching my head. Just the time frame in which things seem to happen didn't add up for me. This is probably me nitpicking, and the average person just going to a movie to have fun isn't going to be bothered by this part of the story. As a fan, it did bug me a bit, but it didn't take that much away from the overall movie. The main thread of the movie also seems tacked on. Starkiller Base didn't fill me with terror and dread like the Death Star did in the original trilogy. They really try to make it seem deadly, but again, there is just so much going on in the movie that not enough time is focused on it to give it the appropriate weight. These negatives aside, I really enjoyed this movie. I want to say I loved it, but I don't want to Phantom Menace myself, telling myself something was good just because I was so excited to see a new Star Wars movie. I don't think this was the case, and even non-superfans should really enjoy The Force Awakens. So this movie is, of course, well worth seeing. For me, it's well worth seeing multiple times in the theaters. Before it even came out, I had tickets for 3 different viewings. For the normal moviegoer, one time will be enough, but it's well worth owning on Blu-ray and stopping to watch anytime it comes on television. It will usher in a new generation of nerds and geeks and make Disney's $4 billion investment well worth the price. This movie is a fantastic way to kick off the new trilogy. If you're not a huge Star Wars fan, when do you plan on seeing it? Or do you even plan on seeing Star Wars? Are you going to let the crowds die down before seeing it? If you have seen it, what do you think? Did it meet your lofty expectations if you are a major fan? Comment and let me know. We are now living in a post-release Star Wars The Force Awakens world. Time to start hyping Rogue One and Episode 8. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my video. Subscribe to my channel if you think I say interesting stuff. Share if you think this is worth sharing. Thanks for watching, and